Good afternoon, everybody, on this nice and sunny, but again cold day in Dumfries. So that's your weather report. That's that done with. Right, I'll bring the guys in. And today, for your delectation, we have got Jamie from JP Woodwork. We've got Dale at Maple Tree Studios, and we have got Mark, the gentleman wood turner. And they're going to be keeping me up to date with everything that's going on in the chat. And I'll change cameras and let you see what we're going to be doing. So, somebody asked, Steve SK Crafts did a emerging wine bottle last Friday night on his live, and somebody said about me doing the same type of thing but an off-center one. So on the lathe at the moment, I'm saying at the moment, I'm not pretty sure how long it's going to stay on the lathe. I've got a piece of cherry, and as you can see, I've actually got, it's not off-center at the moment, it's just offset, because it is between centers. At the moment, it's just offset. And the off-center piece will come in a minute, because what I'm going to do is just get the bottom part of this sorted, so when it comes off, hopefully when I finish, not before, the bottle, or the emerging bottle part of it, should be off-center. So I'll start doing that, and the guys can let me know what's going on in the chat.
Anyone?
I'll do it if you like.
Do you want me to do it? No, go on, mate.
Oh, they're just pulling it up. That's why I was quiet. Wayne the Woodtuner. Oh, that's not the right one. Let's start from the top, shall we? Out in the chat, we have the ever lovely Amy DeAngelis, the singularly wonderful Brian Bowcroft, the absolutely splendid Brian Hartwood Tunning. I'm going to run out of these, so I'm just going to give up. We've got Chris Spinning Wood Dodger, Copperell Wood Tunning, Gerard the French Wood Tunner, Harry and Robert at Hodgepodge Woodworks, Lance Begiga, with some chap from Bude, Matthew Gallagher Wood Tunning, Patrick Hanley, Peter Corrigan, Peter the Park Wood Turner, Robert Robinson, Robert Dolman, Ruby Clare, Sebastian Ossenhofer, Steve Ellis, Steve Fleming, Terry Bartlett, Lewis the Klondike Craftsman, Welsh Terry, Trevor P, the Hobby Turner, some chap called Wade, the Wood Jedi, and Wizarded by Colin. And there's probably a few folks just snuck in there at the end. I think Alf Key popped in while I was doing that. Wayne, you have 50 people watching and 10 thumbs up.
Hi everyone.
Let it be known that Robbo was in a hangout last night and someone was using carbides and he didn't complain once. Just saying.
Just saying. He's mellowing with age.
I think so.
He'll be turning pens next.
Probably. It turns out my Alexa doesn't think so.
Ivy Woodshed's coming. Hi, Ivy.
Podgy's out there, and I'm not sure if Dale said that. Probably did.
I did. I said Robert and Harry from Hodgepodge. I don't know. Can't get a bloody start these days.
Robbo says you didn't see his eyes rolling.
Because Robert's a special guest tonight on Steve's live. I wonder if he realises Steve's turning an acrylic pen with carbides.
Good man.
This piece of wood is totally wet. It was just brought down. I brought this down last Sunday. So this is just a mess about on the lathe, because this is going to crack all over the place, this is.
Lionel's in. Hi, Lionel.
Hello, Lionel.
Crystal says he just heard Robbo faint.
Henry Morgan says, good afternoon, everyone.
Grand. Right, so what I've done there, I've just got a point here where I can put it back between centres so I can get it parted off at the end. So what I'm going to do now is make it off centre. Now, you can do this just by purely using or just turning it between centres rather than using the chuck, but I am going to use the chuck.
Hodgepodge has got a question, Wayne.
Yeah.
He says, will there be any lacquer sprayed on this piece? If so, I heard of a good base coat the other day.
No, they won't. Let's move that about to there. Right. Get it over a bit more.
Sidley61 says, afternoon, everyone. This looks interesting.
Aye, that's a word. Right, have I still got enough left in the chuck? Yes, I have.
Remember, Wayne, speed is your friend.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know, somebody said, I'm trying to think who it was.
It's lies. It's all lies.
I'm also cognizant of the individual then repeating it over another potential explosive incident. I think they've got
quite literally.
I think they've got it in for you, Jamie. I think this is a sabotage moment.
It's all lies.
Yeah.
Don't believe it.
And while we await part 2 where the murderer, the individual be revealed, we have 58 watching, 13 thumbs up, folks. If you like what Wayne's doing, go on, hit that thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button and give that notification bell a bit of a twang.
If you
really like
what
Wayne's
I'm doing, you're absolutely mental. If you like what I'm doing,
if you really
browse just come in.
If you really like what Wayne's doing, make sure you buy him a coffee, or in this case, a wine from the link at the top of the page. If you get him, if you buy him a wine there, that saves his pocket money from having to fund his wine connoisseur journey, and he can spend more money in equipment for the workshop. So go on, buy the man a coffee this lunchtime. 60 watching, Wayne.
If you really like what Wayne's doing, you can subscribe to his second channel, JP Woodwork.
So, Jamie, do you think you're going to share with us who said speed is your friend? Is that going to be revealed?
That would be Mark.
Let's get back onto the rope and go.
Shocking lies. just I can't even.
Yeah, I know, Mark. There you are. You're sitting there. You're lying to everyone. You never said it. It's just barefaced.
I may have had some culpability with the resin blank. But yesterday was nothing, or day before yesterday, nothing to do with me. I didn't say a word on purpose.
You just happened to be in the hangout, that was enough.
You said, and I quote you precisely, you say, now, Jamie, remember, and everyone knows where you were going with that, and not much hilarity then ensued.
But I never actually said it.
You thought it though, didn't you, Jamie?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know what I was thinking.
That's why I went up to 141 RPMs.
Meantime, out in the chat, while we await Columbo arriving to sort this one out, Pete from Twisted Trees says, running half a tree off centre, especially when wet and heavy. Maybe Wayne is too much wine.
No.
Or not
enough. Means he started to sober up.
I didn't realise I was a drunk until I woke up sober one morning.
Good Lord. I don't advise it. It's not a good state of affairs.
look at them chips fly. Oh, there we go. This one's my fingers fixed. Oh, I'm alive.
Pretty bit of wood.
Yeah.
Aye.
Gerard the French Turner says, to anyone who's interested, I've got my stickers, and if you want to do a swap, PM me his address, and then I'll post it next week. Thank you.
Oh, he says he will post a tit next week. Thank you. Steady on, Gerard. I mean, that's very kind, but perhaps just a sticker will do.
He said it
We don't even time. He did. Question from Wayne. Now, remember, folks, that the way to address Wayne is all hail the Wood Jedi. But, this one out there's from Alf. Alf asks, Wayne, what was the moisture content?
Of this?
Water, I should imagine.
Yeah, probably about 60%. It was this was actually felled last Sunday. That's
it
how
was
wet
soaking,
it is.
man.
It was soaking, man. Excuse me.
Have we actually covered what the wood is, Wayne?
It's cherry.
There we go.
Now, Brian at Hartwood Turner says it may be a tad moist. Oh, now there's a good word of the day. Then can we expect some seepage?
Another good word of the day.
Yeah, we'll expect some seepage, and we might even get a bit of drainage as well.
Oh, the question is how close to the flange will it be before we get that? Before all that moisture comes out onto that seepage.
You got there. I was just going to say about the flange.
Greg's in the house. Greg Alexander.
Right. What do I need?
Wine. That's what you need.
Yeah, I've got a bottle here. It is empty.
Alf Key says wear an Apple Macintosh when turning. I think we can recommend you speak to Welsh Terrier about that.
They're poisonous.
What else do I need?
They're bad for your health for apples.
Question for me out there from Lawrence. Dave, from those Proxon router bits you buy from somewhere else that fits, thanks. Dremel bits fit. I buy some bits that normally go into industrial drilling machines that fit. So really, it's you don't really go after buying. Go after the stuff that fits a Dremel, I guess, is what I would suggest. So anywhere you buy Dremel stuff or Dremel router bits, we'll probably do. We can probably find a link if you hit me up separately. You have 68 watching, folks. If you like this what Wayne is doing, if you like this emerging empty bottle of wine, and it will be empty. I mean, obviously. Hit that thumbs up, folks. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and give that notification bell a ring. That'll tell the YouTube algorithm that you really like what Wayne does, and make sure you don't miss any of his content coming up in the future.
Whose bloody daft idea was this anyway?
Probably Mark's.
No, I think it was actually Douglas Mungham who suggested
Mark's going to take the blame, though.
I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame for everything else. COVID was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
I turned the heating off last week. That's why it's got cold again.
Yeah. Damn you, Mark.
Yes. Ask me if I care.
No, you don't.
No. Someone's asked, does it smell like cherry, Wayne? No, it smells like apples.
Does it smell like cherry wood? Doesn't really smell of anything. Right.
Ruby's got a question.
Yep.
She said recently she's seen some texturing done that looks like scattered semi-spheres. Does anyone know what bits were used to create them?
Scattered semi-spheres. No
was
idea.
Was that Jeff Hornung that did that?
No, Jeff uses a Rose engine, I think, for doing the new stuff that he's doing.
Oh, right, okay.
Gerard the French Turner has owned up. It was him that suggested it, and he says he truly apologizes. Don't believe him.
Damn you, Gerard.
Oh God, I forget. Ruby, can you remember the guy's name? I think the way he does that, I think he uses a punch to do that. And I've forgotten his flaming name now.
Phil Skoltuk says ornamental turning.
Ornamental turning, absolutely. I know there's a guy who came to our wood turning club that covered that. Made one from plans on the internet, an ornamental lathe, using MDF. I think it's out there somewhere. I probably still have the link. You were going to say, Mark?
Cove bits.
Can't see that line now. Oh, there it is. Best make that more pronounced.
Benjamin's in.
Hi, Ben. John McDonald's in as well. Hi, John. He's from Texas.
Question. All hail the wood Jedi. Which is better for this crazy project, wet or dry wood? Asks Gerard the French Turner.
I'd say probably
crying.
Dry. Because you've got less chance of it cracking.
He crying. He very sad. Very sad.
Cracking man.
Ruby, Steve Cassidy says, Ruby, if you mean indents, maybe the round saber-toothed birds? Steve Cassidy goes on to say, if you mean lumps sticking out from the wood, pick a soft wood, punch a dimple, and then cut back so the dimple has vanished. Wet the wood, and the crushed fibers will expand back, leaving a lump.
That's a Japanese technique, and I've still forgotten the name of it. David Lowe has done quite a few pieces using that technique. And I
We were talking about that the other day, weren't we?
We were talking about it the other day, Jamie. Yes. Can't for the life of me remember what it's bloody called now.
Mr. Joe
Senior's
Senior's in.
Hi, Joe.
Good afternoon, Joe. How are you? Hodgepodge. So Harry or Robert, we've never quite worked this one out. I'm thinking maybe the gem requires more torque to spin the bit since it has to turn the motor as well, but maybe it works. He goes on to say, I've done that on a tool handle. Alan Lacer demonstrated it once.
No,
Glenn's in. Hi, Glenn.
Glenn's in.
Hey,
Mate.
Glenn. Right, I'm just going to define where the top is going now. Or the neck, I should say.
And Glenn is in. And Joe is reaching out to Glenn and saying, hi, darling.
Get a
Barry
room.
WC's in. Question. Is this going to be an emerging bottle, asked Joe?
Yeah, it's an off-centre one, though.
It's quite literally an emerging drunk wine bottle. And more drunk in more ways than one. It's leaning to one side, being slightly pissed, and empty, obviously.
Yes, no. Empty. Of course it's going to be empty. Douglas Mungham's in. Hi, Douglas.
Dougie! It'll be an empty bottle, yes. He's going to do it as a holoform, Joe. No, he's not. You going to do it as a holoform, Wayne?
No.
Righto.
Yeah.
No, Joe. It's going to be metaphoric. It's going to be the spirit of being drunk. Now it wasn't spirits that was in a bottle. It was a wine bottle. So it's going to be the spirit of a wine bottle that's been drunk. That's on the piss. So it looks like it's drunk. So it looks like it's drunk because it's a metaphor on alcohol because it's leaned to one side as if it is drunk. Does that make sense?
Something
Jennifer's
like that.
in. Hi, Jennifer.
Grand. Is that done?
What's this? Number 2 and a day off when you can have beer in the afternoon. Isn't it lush?
Oh, how the other half live.
My workshop's so clean I can walk around and with just my socks on too.
I can walk around with just my socks on. No, I don't wear socks. I can walk around in bare feet.
Hodgepodge says, is ukibori the raised bump technique?
That's it. Ukibori.
Well done, Hodgepodge. You get a gold star.
I think it was Harry. Can't see
Probably
Robert
Harry.
being that smart. Can't see Robert being that smart.
Harry was busy typing away on the keyboard. Top of the lathe.
Yeah. That's it.
see what am I looking for.
Hodgepodge says Harry does know a lot about wood.
Harry knows a lot about wet wood. So he does. What with him being a beaver. What if he knows about moist wood? Too.
Damn.
There you go. Maybe he doesn't give a damn.
Oh, God.
God.
Ian in the shed's in.
Hi, Ian.
Can I get the speed up, Benny?
Folks, Wayne, you have 75 people watching. You have 76 people
Excellent.
watching, in fact. Folks, if you like what Wayne's doing and you like the way this is going, or even if you're intrigued and want to say thank you for all the previous things he's done, please hit that thumbs up. That tells the YouTube algorithm you like this video and you like the content and its associated tags. Please, then, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and give that notification bell a bit of a ring. That will make sure you get to see Wayne's content in future, and YouTube will continue to recommend stuff to you. You have 75 watching, young Wayne.
Excellent.
Hodgepodge says, what does the French beaver call their home? Madame.
Lee Hoover. Folks, if you also like, Ian in the shed has this to say, Wayne. He says, if anyone had tickets for the raffle at Taylor's Marfield, Dan has just drawn it. So don't run away. I'm sure Dan will give the opportunity. They'll publish those details. But absolutely, if you've got tickets, go and check it out after Wayne's finished in about 35 minutes ish. If you like what Wayne's doing, remember to help the Wayne does all this for free. The wood, the equipment, the tooling, and everything else kind of thing. He does that all for free. But if you really want to say thank you, head up to the top of the chat there and buy Wayne a coffee. Really, what Wayne will do is he'll spend that money on buying wine, which means he can spend the money he would be normally spending on wine on new equipment and all that good stuff for the workshop to bring you new and interesting projects such as this in future. So please go and give it a tickle if you haven't already. Failing that, hit that thumbs up, and we're grateful for all.
Now, seeing as how I buy cheap wine,
Buy them a lot.
this is going to have a screw top on it.
It's going to have a screw top on it. And it's going to look like a bottle of Blue Nun. I mean, it's going to a Green Nun. Jennifer's Crafting Creations in.
I said that earlier.
Did you? I was too busy doing the speech. I'm sorry. I apologise. I will have some beer and shut up for a bit. What do you think?
Like
Go on. Unlikely, yes, definitely. Gerard, the French tunner, says, Dale, were you a salesman in a previous life? No. I just have to work in IT for nearly 40 years in one way, shape, or form, which means you understand how to sell a good idea. And really supporting Wayne is a good idea. So please go up to the top of that chat, buy the man a wine. Keep him happy when in his evenings when he's sitting indoors, laughing like a drain at whatever lives are on, kind of thing, and commenting and supporting us all. So please buy the man a wine. He likes his juice. It'll go a long way. Trust me on this. He buys cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Robbo says, at Wayne, it should be a cask then. Lol.
You buy him a cardboard box full of wine.
Have you ever considered making your own wine, Wayne?
I used to.
Yeah, you probably would. Benjamin says this. Wayne, do you think having the bottle come out at an angle is feasible? I'm trying to imagine how it could be done.
I'm doing it.
He's doing it in front of you.
Sebastian Ostenhofer says, you know, these transfers and pounds on my bank account will put me on some kind of watch list.
Right. Spindle gouge again. I'll just shape the top of the bottle. Oh, bloody Jane's filling the bloody watering can up with water. She's making us want to go on the toilet.
Chris Mungham says, Dale, my brother-in-law, used to be a programmer. Well, that dates this conversation tremendously. And he said that IT is a burn-out job. Well, I've been doing it for 40 years, kind of thing. I'm not burnt out yet. I think you're either born to it or you fall into it. If you fall into it, you've got a danger of burning out. And it's definitely a job that if you allow it to, it will consume your very soul. So I can understand what he would say by that. Me, I plan to retire in a few years and start taking up making, a lot. So we have, which reminds me, we have a Wayne, if you don't mind, I'll plug the Makers International podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
The link is in the description.
Cool. Folks, we've got a special coming up in a few weeks' time. I forget the date. Called Maker Maturity, and what we're talking about on that show is what do you do when you retire? Now, retiring can happen at any stage, any time of our life for a whole bunch of reasons. But what does it do? So, for some people, they take their hobby and make it a business, and for some people, they discover new hobbies. You discover most hobbies. And what Makers Maturity is going to be, we're going to get some fantastic makers who have crossed that threshold into retirement. Some folks who had hobbies before they retired and have made them into a business, such as Wayne the Woodturner, who'll be joining us on the show. We've also got a couple of other folks coming in. I forget who we've got from the US, but from the UK we've also Mark Lindsay. We've got Mark Lindsay from the US, and we've got one other individual we have coming in who'll be a little bit of a surprise because we haven't managed to catch up with the guy to make sure that he can definitely make the night. But watch this one out. A few weeks' time, Maker Maturity. What do you do? What do you do once you're retired? And how does that affect your making? A good show. And Wayne the Woodturner's on it.
Yeah, that will be the 18th of April.
Yep. Hodgepodge, yes, it can. To answer your question about can you get a Stream Deck, yes, you can. But what you're looking for is the hotkey combination that Stream Deck supports for that. So it's a Windows hotkey combination you're chasing. Douglas Mungham says, all hail the Wood Jedi. How about a straw out of the top of the bottle? Lol.
Nah.
Robbo goes on to say...
No, I can't really do that because I'm putting the top of the bottle is going to have a screw cap on there.
Robbo goes on to say that most jobs will burn you out, and he's absolutely right if you let them. IT, like a lot of the other ones, though, is one of those, you're kind of, you're such an anchor in a whole bunch of businesses that you're kind of in there with the second boot off the truck. Second from last boot on the truck as the place is clearing up, and it's quite a journey for some folks. But yeah, he's absolutely right. Most jobs will let you, but IT does have a fantastic burnout rate. 78 people watching, 37 thumbs up, folks. Come on, if you really like what Wayne's doing, even if you just like the fact that this has turned out a cherry, please hit that thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Go and give that notification bell a bit of a tinkle. Yes, Chris Dodds is asking, is Wayne retiring? That should slow him down. Lol.
Wayne is shy and retiring.
I got to say, forced retirement sucks.
It does indeed. And we've got 40 people in.
Did enable me to find this community, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a positive.
Oh, thank you. So you want to say something else there, Mark?
For you, maybe. I got hurt.
Scott, the Blue Light Tunnels workshop is in.
Speaking of getting hurt, Scott's here.
Hey, Scott.
Scott's in, kind of thing. Oh shit, I forgot. Harry or Robert from Hodgepodge Woodworks said, question. Will you be threading the bottle to accept the cap? Wayne.
Sorry, somebody asked
Doug
me a
Miller's
question
in.
there.
Yeah, so Harry or Robert from Hodgepodge Woodworks is asking, will you be threading it to accept the cap?
No, that's just why I just put these two marks here. That's going to represent the cap.
I think we should, Jamie. I think given Ruby's particular insight on this one, you know, I mean, I think we should invite Ruby to see if she wants to join us on the show.
It sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. Ruby, would you care to join us on Makers International in a few weeks? Give us your take on retirement.
Seems like there's someone that, it's interesting to see that life isn't all it's cracked up to be after retirement. So,
if it wasn't for your drilly, where would you be? Question. Red or white wine, says Douglas Mungham.
It'll be red. The bottle is going to be green because the bottles that I tend to get are green.
so Ruby, the show will be on the 18th of April, and we go live at 4:30 p.m. Eastern.
Day after my birthday.
Yes, you old bugger. I can even hear it.
The grinding of my teeth.
the subtle under your breath, bugger. That wasn't the word you used, though. It was far more decorative, the word you used.
Yeah.
Decorative.
You're only 87 days younger. That's all.
Yes, and 7 years.
Rubbish.
Wells Terry is asking, is Mark older than you? I'm under the impression that that's the case. That's the case, Terry. I believe so. Some evidence has been presented to me that would suggest there's a number of days or months or possibly quarter of a year involved in this. And any extension beyond quarter of a year is stretching the truth somewhat. But nonetheless,
You're about 20 years older than me, and you, Mark.
good Lord. Are you a child, Jimmy?
Yes.
Maybe.
I'll be 52.
Yeah, about 20 years. I'm not even
Stephen
38
Preston
yet.
says,
What can I say?
disagree totally. JP retirement is the best job I've ever had. My boss is really great. When I want to take a 6-week trip around Europe on the bike, he always says yes, go for it. Pete from Twisted
Ruby
Trees
says
goes on
she's
to
going
say,
to check her teaching schedule and get back to us.
cool. Well, he did it before Mark invented COVID. Well, he did it before Mark invented COVID and made me stay at home. Robbo Robertson says retirement's great if you plan for it. And Robbo, in some respects, that's the point of the show we've got coming up. It's kind of taking a few people's life lessons and kind of hopefully opening up a few people's eyes to what could be, what might be, etc. Dr. Bob says, by making the bottle out of green wood, Wayne is giving a new meaning to the old pickup line. Would you like to split a bottle with me?
Right. What do I need now? Masking tape.
You can't see it from my house. Says I'm older than you, JP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you look at Scott.
Sorry, I'm back. I thought I had a delivery, but it wasn't.
We thought you went. We told everybody you went for a poo.
No, I am 38 already. I'm nearly 39.
Did you go for a poo, Mark?
No.
Not even a little poo?
No.
Perhaps a loud trumpet?
Nope.
Whittle?
Nope. Just went to see
You
if I
went
had a
to get boo-
delivery.
You went to get boozed up, didn't you?
Yeah.
All of my narratives are better than yours.
Douglas Mungham says, Ben, he lived in Broadstairs and commuted into London to head office. Is that me?
Oh my.
No,
And
Douglas
Robert Dolman
Mungham's
says
brother-in-law.
something wonderful. Douglas Mungham, Robert Dolman says, I agree with Mark, unless you have to retire. But there's a story there though, Robert. There's the people who wind up retired and okay, what do I do now? You know, what do you do now? You know, it's such a wide and varied and different topic that we've got to start somewhere. So we're starting with a planned, and who knows? I'm sure we'll revisit the topic because we absolutely feel the fact that most of us have had to at some point in our lives take that step to be okay. What do I do now? Benjamin goes on to ask me a question. It would be good to see you use some of the procs on Chosen Alive. Keen to see the table saw on the surface planer. Ben, I might just do that for you. Leave it with me and I'll have a bit of a think about what we might do.
Oh, Douglas Mungham's brother-in-law used to live in Broadstairs. That's where I
Ben's
live.
talking to himself again.
No, he's not. He's taping it up. He's going bugger a lot. Ruby says the 18th is open, young Jimmy. I'll leave you to follow up.
Okay, mate.
Folks, if you like what Wayne's doing, go on, hit that thumbs up. The worst that can happen is that you get to see more of this fantastic content. The output from this particular session, although we're suffering a little bit of blurry output across Wayne's drinking straw of an internet connection, this will be fantastic. So please show your appreciation, hit that thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Go on, give that notification bell a good old twang and clang. I'm absolutely saying you'll like his content coming forward. Some good stuff in the pipeline when he thinks of it, and and we absolutely want to show our gratitude for the fact that for the fact that it will be good. You know what I mean? And there's always been good stuff coming up. You have 80 people watching, and you have now reached the answer to life, the universe, and everything from the point of view of likes. You've hit 42. You've hit 42. Oh, 43.
Ruby, I've added you on Facebook, okay? So I'll message you in a bit.
Peter the Parkwood Turner says, retirement can be hard work.
Aye, very. Especially if your wife likes making lists and expecting them to get done.
I think mine was hard work because it just came up so suddenly and so unexpectedly.
Are we talking about your retirement or some sort of anatomy type problem?
Retirement.
Oh, okay.
I didn't warn you,
Wayne. I'm sorry. And I have finally managed to put the joke into my video feed. So when you finish up, please bring us back in. Steve Felling, 43 minutes in, and Wayne hasn't finished yet. Oh, gold.
Radar, the wood turner's in. Hi, Radar.
Hello, Radar.
I always want to ask, is it radar in a MASH context? I'm sorry if that's, if that's the case of radar was my favorite character in MASH.
That's what I was wondering as well.
Oh no, I always liked Corporal Klinger.
Well, because he dressed up as a woman.
Just because he was bonkers.
Radar was my favorite character. He just knew everything. I liked Radar. Klinger was fun. Klinger had Quartermaster written all over him.
I'll give that a bit of a dry off.
Brian at Howard Turning says, all right for you retired folks. The rest of my afternoon will be shoveling manure. Upper Cluzo.
Now, if this was going to be a proper finished piece, I would have sanded it a hell of a lot more, because with putting the stain on there, I am seeing sanding marks. But this is going to crack, I would say, within 24 hours, and is going to end up on the fire.
Forest green from Intrinsic. Hampshire Sheen, Intrinsic Colours Ruby.
I can't remember that guy's name. Who's the what's the name of the guy that kept coming in as different characters?
And what? Help me here.
In MASH.
So you've walked up to the countertop in Blockbusters.
I can't remember what his name is.
And you've just spoke to we're all the person serving behind the counter. You've walked up and said, have you got that movie with that guy in it?
I can't remember what his name is.
Kept coming in as different characters.
I think you're thinking of Corporal Klinger.
No. He always used to dress up as different different ranks and all that kind of stuff. In MASH. Yeah. He's as if he was like CIA or something like that.
Jamie, when you hit your hand?
In MASH.
Did you hit your head as well?
No, it was definitely in MASH.
You're gonna have to look. You're gonna have to Google that because I can't. Flag. Robo reckons CIA agent was Flag.
That's it. Flag. Colonel Flag.
Douglas Mungham addresses you properly when he says, "All hail the Wood Jedi." If it cracks, will the wine spill out, or are you standing it in a bowl?
No, if it cracks, it's going on the fire.
Woodworm Paul's in. Hi, Woodworm Paul. Ruby says if you seal it all over, it may not crack.
It might lose the water out of the base.
Hodgepodge makes a fair point. He says, why is a 38-year-old watching MASH?
Because MASH was awesome.
I watched it years ago for starters, and it's still awesome to this day.
MASH was a generation's friend. Only better.
Arguably the best ending ever as well.
Mm-hmm. Of a show like it.
What was the blonde nurse? What was her
irrelevant? Name? Lovely.
Hot Lips.
Hot Lips. Hot Lips Houlihan.
Yeah.
No, that's bled. It doesn't really matter. I'm not bothered.
Is it red?
Hang on, I wonder if I can get rid of that a wee bit. Oh, should always check your tool rest.
You might end up breaking your banjo.
Aye, well, it's either that or you wear your belt out, one of the two.
So I'm a huge fan of MASH, but my favourite ending of all time of a comedy show is Blackadder Goes Forth, final episode.
Yep,
that's when they go out. Yeah, that's it.
Played deadpan and serious after a whole season of taking the piss, was an awesome ending.
That's where they all went into no man's land, wasn't it?
That's when they did what everyone. It was just a fantastic ending. Very serious, deadpan, straight. Fantastic. That one genuinely makes me choke up.
Hits you right in the feels.
No, definitely gets me in the throat.
Only Fools and Horses was good as well for me.
That's
When they
because
finally
secretly
become
all your life,
millionaires.
secretly all your.
I didn't hear that, mate. You broke up.
Secretly all your life you've wanted to be Trigger.
True. He was a Tottenham fan as well.
I know a little bit about Fools and Horses. That was why I chose him. Secretly, Jimmy is Trigger from Only Fools and Horses. Somehow I feel Andy Heel is oh hell, I've forgotten his name now. Rodney. I think Andy Heel could probably pull off a Rodney. I think Terry from TJ Turning could probably pull off Uncle Albert.
Albert, yeah.
Yeah. Wayne could be Grandad.
Wayne could be Grandad.
Wendy
That
could
leaves
be
us with-
Maureen.
Oh, Dale,
Wendy
you're
Good.
definitely Del Boy then.
No, I'm so not Del Boy. No. I'm looking for
no,
another. I'm
it's
thinking of the pub landlord.
It was
I'm thinking of the pub landlord. Boise. that's more like it. That's who I was thinking about.
Who could be the
Yeah.
pub landlord? Mike.
Who's
Brian.
Del Boy then? Because that isn't me.
Brian
Who's
could be the
Del Boy?
pub landlord.
Be Del Boy.
Who would be Del Boy?
Who could be Del Boy? Wheeling and dealing. Oh.
Huey.
Scott.
Huey.
Huey.
Scott's a good shout, but no, I think Huey. Huey.
Scott could be more like a Mickey Pierce. He's a wheeler and dealer wannabe.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
You have 80 people listening to this rubbish, Wayne, waiting for you to finish this.
What time is it?
It's coming up to 1:52.
All right.
You're
Shouldn't be
52
much
minutes in, 45 likes, 82 watching. Folks, if you like what Wayne's doing, come on, you can see this coming out now. Please hit that thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and let's give that notification bell a good ring and a twang.
So Alpha T says, wants to know why they call him Trigger. He says, because he looks like a horse.
Dr. Bob says BBC America does not have the last episode of Blackadder. Thankfully, I think various people have cribbed the last scene, and it's on YouTube. So if you haven't seen it, it's genuinely emotional. After a fantastically hilarious season, making fun out of possibly one of the worst events in human history, the ending is absolutely poignant, beautifully written, fantastically well acted, and is worth watching again if you haven't.
I just had a bit of a thought, Wayne.
Yeah.
Right? If you was to heat up the wood a little bit before you put the stain on, would it dry and bleed a little bit less as you're putting it on?
Well, the thing with it bleeding is what I probably should have done was part sealed the wood using the shavings. That way you get less bleeding. The way that Martin does when he's doing his stencils.
Gotcha.
So is that just sand and sealer you sprayed on them?
Yeah, it's just sand and sealer.
It's a 20-20-20-40 mix. You know what I mean? 20% new wine, 20% sanding sealer, 20% lacquer, 40% sealer. There was going to be a comment about 40% old wine in there for this particular sealer he's putting on us, but I couldn't bring myself to say it.
99% grapes.
99% grapes. No bushes were harmed in the production of this wine bottle. From here, Wayne, it looks really, really convincing that it's a wine bottle.
Yeah.
I'm just knocking back the sand and sealer a little bit. I'm not going to bother putting a finish on this. It is just a bit of a play. Now comes the interesting part.
You're going to try and drink it?
Oh, God. Here we go.
This is where you put it back straight again, isn't it?
This is where I put it back straight again. Yeah.
Oh, my. Brace yourself, folks. This could go a bit Pete Tong. You can part this off now.
Yes.
Oh my!
Can I get my face shield?
Remember, Gerard, this was your fault.
Folks, if he's successful on this, you absolutely have to hit that thumbs up. Please. Drum roll, please, says Chris Dog.
Oh, sure. Deep breaths, deep breaths.
1, 2, 3. Look at that. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think I'll turn the speed down to start off with.
Yeah.
When you know that we're behind you on this one.
Yeah, about 2.5 miles behind us.
Won't hurt from my workshop.
You got your
Good
face
Lord.
shield on?
No.
Okay.
I'm
You
standing
know that is-
well
you know,
out of the way of this.
I've never liked your nose.
I just want to get in here a wee bit more.
Pete says he's in Bristol. He just put his face shield on.
Certainly crossed my mind.
Hang on.
Anyone got Jane's phone number?
Right.
Yeah. We're all good. We're all good. We're all good for the next of kin. It's not the next
Yeah,
of kin
the-
I'm worried about. Is it knocking out a whole bunch of Starlink satellites?
The face shield is on.
Good man.
How the hell am I going to hold on to that? I'll just saw it off on the bandsaw.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Why am I doing Jaws?
Robert says he's taken shelter in the trenches.
So the question I've got, Wayne, and I know you're concentrating, is how are you going to grab hold of this to
Yeah,
safely part it?
That's what I was thinking. When I get an answer to that one, I'll get back to you.
Righto. Folks,
Right, now what
this
I
is-
am going to do, Dale, I'm doing a very severe undercut on this.
right.
So what I'll probably do, once I get a fair way down, I'm just going to take it across to the bandsaw and saw it off.
Right.
He's going to lasso it as it's in the air.
Folks, if you'd like to contribute to the Wayne Clasper Recovery Fund, at the top of the chat there's a Buy Me a Coffee link, which will be used to fund him while he recovers from the serious injuries involved in trying to catch this off-center bottle.
I actually think the coffees will be for the Jane washers in the waiting room.
Could be. Could be. I'll just contribute to the fund.
Right.
Go on,
Bear
people.
with me a second. I'm just going to
Man
sort this
deserves.
off now.
Go on, people. The man deserves a thumbs up for this one. Go on. You know you want to do it. Really does deserve it. I don't know where he's wandered off to, mind you.
I'm at the bandsaw.
We need to sort out that camera over there. Wayne has reached the 60-minute mark. Folks, this is one of those moments that occurs rarely. Wayne has crossed the hour. You know what I mean? Hang tight. We're on the home straight.
I'm back.
Boom, 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 boom. Stuart and Grulia says you've gone to change your trousers. Look at that. Boom.
Awesome.
Well done, sir. Look at that.
There we
That's
are. That's
wicked.
showing it better.
Looks good, man. Really, really good.
So there you go, guys. One off-center emerging wine bottle.
Brilliant.
Looks really, really good.
Made out of
Look,
cherry.
you are correcting the angle here. You need to hold it the angle would sit at, I think. You know what I mean? So look at that. I'll practice piece for the bar, says young Wayne. It's on young JP. He's only offered you £2, mind. Who is that
Turned out not
cheap
too bad. I'll put the other camera, see if I can get it at the right angle.
Perfect. Look at that.
That's it.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So it's sitting off center. Yeah, the sanding's not that good. The colouring's not that good. It's just a play piece, if you like, for a Friday lunchtime, morning,
Doesn't matter.
evening,
It's still
wherever
beautiful.
you are.
You could paint the other bit blue and have it look like it's coming out of the sea.
Can I ask a question, though, before you bring us back in? Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for removing stains from underwear? Because a few of us will probably be suffering from them after that.
Vanish. Vanish works brilliant.
Vanish for marks of disgrace. No worries.
There we go. Yeah, I think I'm the other one. I think
That's what I said. I originally put unique in, and then I didn't have time to fix it. I thought the other guy's Wayne.
Yeah. One of the few. One of the few in the UK that is not supported by Starbond. Other super glues do work. Practice piece for the Jamie. If it doesn't crack too much, it'll cost a fortune to post. But if you mind us on, I'll hold on to it, and if and when the meetup at Glyn's happens, I'll bring it down there. Remind us on to bring it down.
Oh, mate.
And your dad can certainly have that for the bar. No problem whatsoever.
No worries.
One last time, folks. Remember, hit that thumbs up if you like what Wayne just did. And if you don't hit thumbs up, you clearly have no taste. And just as you exit, hit the subscribe button. Buy him a wine. Buy him a proper wine. Go to the link. Buy him a proper wine. Do it now. Mark one.
Right, tonight, I'm sure Ruben will have a premiere tonight. Nick will probably have a premiere tonight. I think Nick's is around about 7:30. Stace will be live at 7:45, and Steve is SK Crafts is live at 8:00 with a special guest earworm, and it's Robbo from over in Oz. So he will be joining Mark and I as earworms tonight. So that should be good for a laugh.
Yep.
Ed's on
Robbo's
tomorrow
awesome.
morning, doing a piece of sycamore, I believe he's doing tomorrow. Nick will be on tomorrow night. You're joking, man. On Sunday, oh God, what's happening? Is Mike going live on Sunday, Mark?
Yes.
Right, Mike Walt will be live at 7:30 on Sunday. I'll have a premiere out at 9 o'clock, just before the Makers International podcast, which is at 9:30. Following that, Jamie will have a premiere out at 11 o'clock, and then young Caitlin will have a premiere out around about 11:30. And then I'll be back again Monday lunchtime doing.
Can we tell them? Can we tell them who we've got on the Makers International?
Who have we
This Sunday?
got on?
Jamie?
Who have we got on?
We
Who have got on?
the one and only Costas Anarchis.
Oh yes, yeah, you said that yesterday. That'll be good.
Or Anarchis Costas. However you want to say his name.
Crazy Fire Greek guy.
Robert Hodge,
Crazy fire paint Greek guy, yeah.
yeah, Hodge is on live tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. Thanks for reminding us on that one, Robert. Right, guys.
Was it Harry or Robert?
It'll be Harry. I mean, Robert's only there as a sideshow anyway. It's
Right
a
on.
Harry show, really. I'm going to hit the button and I'm going to go and
He's
get
such a
some lunch.
top.
So, thanks very much for coming along, everybody. I quite enjoyed doing that, tell you the truth. I might do another one. I'll see you all soon.